Mmm.
You're the snake number 2. You never used a sword.
Woo! Woo! Oh shit, number 1, the fucking Philippines is getting in that ass, bro.
Number 1, the centipede.
Hi. Oh shit. We're back, I forgot. Well, what's on the waist? Play my music. Babies from 2021. We all survived the nightmare that was 2020. But no time about that, because it's time to talk about wrestling. Good, wholesome wrestling. I think. I don't know, we're still working on that. Anywho, it's Thursday, so you know what that means. It's time to review AEW, babies. Now then, for clarity's sake, this is my 5th time trying to record this one review. It don't make sense. But that is neither here nor there, because we get things started off on a nice, sweet note. It is -1's birthday, and the whole of Dark Order are coming to celebrate when Chaos Project, with Dr. Luther being a little upset with -1 telling him that he has a stupid face. While his face is perfectly symmetrical, he does come and interrupt a perfectly good celebration, and we will not stand for that. Neither will the Dark Order begins to whoop on that ass, and pretty soon, the Hangman comes flying out like a gallant horse over a hill in a slow motion shot, sun beaming above, with a nice little plancha, and we get this thing on and popping. Nice, fun, fast-paced action. You don't get no time to breathe in this one, in a good way, as we have Chaos Project with Dr. Luther using his teammates as weapons, which I kind of dig. The hybrid too, a nice aerial technical hybrid team that I can dig, but honestly just have not gotten enough love, and I can understand it. But hey, sometimes you get good, sometimes you don't. They're just not being really pulled here. I think if they were to transition over Impact, that'd be more for them. Just saying. But of course, you have on the babyface side, Hangman Page, Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Cole Cabana. With the real focus being the flow chemistry between Reynolds, Silver, and Page. Going into the final sequence where we get, obviously, Silver and Reynolds' nice tag team combination with an ending note on a buckshot German into a Superman pin, I believe it was, or something to the effect. Either way it goes, it was fun. Maybe when now the moment has come. Does the Hangman join the Dark Order? No, he does not, and it broke my heart. It really did, because honestly, following it, seeing how much fun they're having, and it's just like, come on, man. These ain't it, but the Hangman, he's been spurred on and burned by groups before. It's so soon, and he can't even face it. The man literally has to drown his sorrows in a bottle of whiskey, so he's still dealing with that. The Dark Order had a big, huge celebration, dances in little cowboy hats, the signs and balloons, I believe. It was sad. On the plus side, -1 channeled his inner Mr. Broderly, as not only did he call them all idiots because his birthday was 3 days ago, he got the papers and chucked at some pins. I had a good laugh. I mean, it was. I enjoyed this. It was fun. It got to my heartstring a little bit. There's still a story to go, because I see in the long term, Hangman will join, because the Dark Order is different from the Bullet Club, a real family unit and not the elite, which was a subgroup within a much larger group that were more focused on the key components. Good shit, good fun. I enjoyed it. I'm going to say this might not be one of my favorite openers, but one of the best openers for Dynamite. It was definitely fun and entertaining, and I like the story progression. I'm gonna go and get this one a nice B+. Solid. Honestly, it met what I need for an opener, and it did not overstay its welcome. I would say this got well over and done in like 5 to 7 minutes, and that was nice. So let's go ahead and transition this thing backstage, and Alex Marvez is man tonight. Alex Marvez comes to talk to Maxwell and Jericho, trying to find out if this could be the end of the Inner Circle. But what you have is MJF basically coming off as being the new soul of the group, trying to keep everyone together, while Jericho finding there is no fault in his logic and decision. His leadership brings success to the Inner Circle, and that everything will be just fine afterwards. But he definitely sees himself and Maxwell being the definitive tag team for the Inner Circle, which still rubs me the wrong kind of way, but we got to see how this goes down the long way. After that, we get Darby and Sting in the ring, as Sting wanted to be the first person to congratulate Darby on his title retention on AEW, and also to just explain that he wasn't coming in and involve himself in the match for any reason other than make sure that Darby had a fair fight. Which, much respect, but he doesn't even really get into further details about what's going on because Team Taz has to come and intervene. Basically, saying that they've been gentlemen the whole time and that Sting putting his nose in their business was bullshit, and that honestly, these guys are off from the streets, and if they really was in the streets, this would be a completely different story. To which it appears that Darby and Sting might be agreeing to said meeting in the streets, in which case I'm down, because it's been over a month now, and we begin the same routine from Sting. Comes in, stands there, menacing. He leaves. We got it for a while. I'm ready to see some action, see more from Sting. Now, the law of diminishing return has not completely set in for me, but let's start evolving things. Let me get a bit more from the Stinger and his relationship with Darby. But all the segment itself was decent. Then we go into the Young Bucks arriving at Kenny Omega's house for a meeting, only to be confronted by the Invisible Hand himself, Don Callis, who arranged the meeting so that way he could inform the Bucks that honestly they're being a hindrance to Kenny. They're dragging Kenny down, and quite frankly, it's run its course. And he tries to bribe the Bucks, to which they're like, we know the company that you work for. And those checks are basically bullshit. And they also didn't pay them enough. They're fucking Young Bucks. They make that good merch money on top of their EVP money. They're shoot millionaires after all. And then proceed to whoop his ass, as we see later on in the show, but we'll get to that a little bit later. And I mean, it's a callback. It's sort of a callback in the cameraman leaving the camera there as he was being shooed out, back to being the Elite whenever Adam Cole pulled Marty Scurll to the side to inform him that he poisoned Nick Jackson at the Denny's. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah, if you haven't watched Being the Elite, what the fuck you waiting on? Go back there. It's like well over 200 to 300 episodes. Watch that shit. It's all funny. It's all fun and enjoyment. But still, I like the callback. This is something that I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying all the extra backstage interviews, skits, and everything, but I'll talk about it later. Next, we finally get back into the ring as we have some singles action. Pretty Peter Avalon going up against Cody Rhodes, who himself basically decreed that he'll beat Peter's ass in a minute. And it looks to be just that, as Cody immediately clocks in the crossroads. It's over, folks. Wrap him up. Tell him to drop out, get his GED. But wait, the music plays. Out comes Jade Cargill. Yes, Lord. As she makes a brief distraction, enough for Peter Avalon to take Cody to Dick Kick City. And babies, I myself have to be honest. I've gone to Dick Kick City a couple times. It's not a fun place. Very rough streets. The roads are tough. But all I'm gonna say is it's a good thing that we know that Cody's getting the baby now, because he might have got a vasectomy. But from there, on top of Peter Avalon being smart and taking advantage of that situation and injuring Cody's knee, it actually becomes a more even match, or as even as it can be for a jobber turn opening act to be able to show off on the main show against Cody Rhodes. And Peter looked decent. I do like that he's sticking with his gimmick of being pretty, so anytime Cody's trying to go to his face, he's like really covering himself up. He got some good offense, and Cody is mounting the obvious comeback as he goes to set in and finish things off with the figure four. And literally, in a last-ditch effort to try and, power out of it, he goes to slap Cody, but Cody takes that slap, he raises him one fist, and Peter's like, nope, tap that face, nope. Which is fun, which I gotta chuckle at. Honestly, the match itself, the match was decent. It made sense because there was no way that Peter was going to stand up to Cody without outside interference, and Cargill did it perfect. So they got their feud continuing on, which later on gets to mention that, I believe at Beach Break or within a week or so, Shaq is going to come to address Cody personally. So we still got movement going on there, so I'm excited to see what happens there. But as far as that match goes, I'm going to go ahead and give it also a B+. I didn't need too much extra from it, but it did. It got the job done, and I liked it. I found it amusing, and it was all right. It was all right. Now, let me take this thing backstage one more time because I believe Dasha is out here having a conversation. No, or was it Marvin? It's hard to remember sometimes. Anyway, basically, STR's in the back, letting me know we're the top guys, we're the best tag team. We need to get back in chasing for that goal when Jurassic Express comes up and Jungle Boy challenges his Dax to a one-on-one next week. Now then, I'm not used to seeing FTR wrestle any singles that I can recall. Either part. But I am digging it. I know it'll be a really good match next week. And definitely could be a nice little bump for Jungle Boy, who is going to need it soon. So far, as far as the future stars of AEW, the future big stars, the biggest one in the lead right now is obviously Darby. Maxwell, I would say, is pushing a good second. Orange is in second. You have MJF in third. Sammy Guevara's pulling fourth, and he's kind of right there with Maxwell. And kind of in the end is Jungle Boy. I want him to get more shot, more light, more success. I need him to get more, but he got to have good matches. So this is hopefully going to be something good next week. With Luchasaurus being outside the main show, the things just fell. You don't want that giant dinosaur to come and kick your ass on national TV now, boys. Either way it goes, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good. And then right now I got the quick whiplash. Whipping some ass. As we go with Jon Moxley returning to action, going up against Nick Comoroto. And a Moxley match, you know what to expect from Moxley. As long as Moxley does what he does, especially in what should be a squash match, which is what you would want to expect, this is what it is. But this match was more than that. Not only it shows that it's Moxley, getting the rust off himself from being gone for about a month to get back into the flow of things, to handle his business. But Nick Comoroto, a more or less a jobber on Dark, getting really good shine against the former AEW World Champion. This is good. This is needed. We need to start taking more guys from Dark, like we did with Powerhouse Will Hobbs, and getting them on the main card to get them flushed and shown around. Hobbs is still on Dark, but he also does appear on Dynamite. I'm pretty sure that once they got him more comfortable, he can start being in the opener and mid-level tier until eventually possibly being one of the upper performers of the show. But we don't know until we have time to set. But I do know we need to get more people in. And Nick Comoroto's performance was great. He got an amazing amount of offense in. We literally got more information about him. He has a great look, harkening back to the days of 80s wrestlers. Those big guys, even to an extent, a Bruiser Brody. We get a lot of guys that look like compared to a Bruiser Brody. So I definitely know that they could have something here. I'm excited to see this go. But this match for me, one more time, I gotta go with a B+. Got the point across. Did with this, but Mox has to get on the mic. He has to address the fans about what's gonna happen. And basically, he's like, look, Kenny got his friends from Nashville, from Japan to give him a hand, and that's perfectly fine because all of professional wrestling is gonna have to go through him. And I say this time and time again, if I haven't said it enough, Jon Moxley is at his best when he's chasing. And if this is literally going to be a 3-way promotional cross through, no, 4, because he also mentioned Mexico, because don't forget, Kenny Omega is the AAA Mega Campeon. If he has to go through 4 different companies to get his hands on Kenny Omega, that is a chase I am ready to watch. It is going to be big. Get ahead of myself, we got to focus back on the show. That dog got me hot, baby. I ain't gonna lie. So after that, we get Kingston over here getting questioned by Dasha about what's gonna happen with, with you and Arch, and Eddie Kingston is properly, a little concerned about dealing with Arch. He's not talking in his usual vote of confidence, because you got to be cautious when you're dealing with somebody like Lance Archer. But here's the thing, when you talk about Lance Archer, he's gonna pop out. Who comes in on cue, ready to roll. Jake just holding him back. She's like, not now, you're gonna get him later. I can't do. Wait, this is the time. You'll get him in the ring. He'll be yours, and you'll tear him apart like a piece of steak. And you, Kingston, bite me. Oh, there we go. That's better. Either way it goes, I know I did a terrible Jake Roberts. Just don't. I'm trying new shit out for the new year. But I am excited for the match to see how it goes. Roberts wants Kingston to be a man and do a one-on-one. Leave your monkeys in the back. So we'll see what happens next week. But Kingston's got his family, so if at any point in time it seems to be problematic, you can almost expect it to happen. But seeing as Arch is a Texas boy, I don't expect him to be going ahead and taking that bullshit from a goddamn New Yorker and his friends. But after that, we got some 3-on-3 action, as we have Top Flight with Matt Sydal going up against Matt Hardy, Private Party, the Hardy Party, and story-wise and in-ring-wise, I fucking love this match. I guess that I love spot monkeys is the best way to put it, but the early high-flying action was great. I love the synergy with Matt Sydal and Top Flight. I think that those three as a team, it works, it flows. But that's not the point. The point really is to show that Private Party, them being essentially stale at this point, not having any major moves go down, probably since the earlier days of the first year of Dynamite. Still trying to be the good guy, still trying to be the baby faces. In the middle of the match, just gotta say, fuck it. Do what they gotta do by any means necessary to get the win, which they achieve. And essentially, Matt Hardy was right. Matt Hardy done it again. I am so invested in Private Party now. Not only because through Big Money Matt's guidance has led them to gain so much, even though they are giving up so much. I mean, seriously, 50% on third party income? That's too fucking much. And then what, 60% each? Whew. No. No, it's 30% each. There it is. Whew. Anywho. It's gotten them number one contendership for the Impact Wrestling World title, World Tag Team titles. And got them a good little dub for the night. And a nice budding feud with the new white meat baby faces of AEW, specifically referring to Top Flight. And then for the match itself, barring some of the few botches that I did see, mostly on Darius Martin's side, I'm gonna still give this one a nice little A-. Just for story development, in-ring fun and action and enjoyment, and it was my match of the night. I loved it. It was great. Thank goodness for this match. But we still got another good one to go to. But I also got to get ready to go on my rant. So that'll be coming up in a bit. Now we go backstage as MJF comes in to meet up with the Inner Circle to address them, to talk with them, and as he's in back with the rest of the guys, there's no Chris Jericho. Chris is doing whatever the fuck Chris is doing, but he does take this time basically to show the guys that honestly, if I was in charge, we wouldn't be doing nothing like this. Weaseling his way to either get the guys to leave the Inner Circle or to have the Inner Circle kick out Chris Jericho, which it could happen. I could see, but I could also just see it splitting off. The question is just going to come down to who's going to go where. I guess we'll have to wait and see when everything unfolds. But following that, and Kenny Omega coming in with Marvez being on his mind today. Catching Kenny outside, being like, hey, Ken, so what about the whole situation earlier? Ken's like, first of all, why were you in my house? You being a creeper, that's not professional at all. And then when he sees Don, he's like, what the fuck happened? And Don, let's just slide out that the Bucks did it to him. And Kenny's trying to address it and everything. So we're seeing more inner turmoil in the relationship between Kenny and the Bucks. A long-term relationship that could be coming to a big-time end. Which could turn to something else, depending on what the story goes, but we're not going to speculate that here. After that, it's time for the women's match. It's time for me to fucking rant. I'm sorry. Now, the biggest thing in this whole match, story-wise, is the fact that Chucky T is now referred to as Charles Taylor, dresses up as a butler with a napkin draped over the arm and a tray. Now, that is fucking hilarious. I love that. But this is not time for Miro's antics, because this is supposed to be a women's match. So I want to see the women. I want the focus to be on the women. Progress women's story. Now, in the match, it was good because it had legit Layla Hirsch going up against her before, and I am loving legit Layla Hirsch. I love her technical skill in the ring. She's a tiny little firecracker. Honestly, I feel like this is what it was like to watch Taz back in the day. ECW Taz, the FCW champion Taz, the Suplex Machine. Honestly, the founder of Suplex City, in my opinion. But, and I want to enjoy it, but here's my problem. I've been ranting, screaming this for a minute. Not even 10 minutes bell to bell. What does that mean? For the past month and a half, almost 2 months, every time on Dynamite when there's been a women's match, I have my alarm. I set it for a 10-minute timer at the beginning of the match, and I have yet to have one match from bell to bell go on longer than my alarm. I'm not fond of now the women are getting like 8 to 10 minutes. If you're gonna give me a women's match of 8 to 10 minutes, I need to get more women's matches. Now AEW has a problem where they have to get more women established. They don't have their Joshis, which was a big crowd, which had some of the crowd's favorites. I know I like quite a few of the Joshis. I liked Emi Sakura. I like the Magic Girl, I can't remember her name. Riho. I love Riho. And then the little kaiju, she was dope. Also kind of awesome Miss B. Priest, but she couldn't come, she couldn't work, she was in Japan. Now she's over there with New Japan right there side by side with her mans. So who knows if we'll ever see her back. But we do get announced later on that there is going to be, I'll get ahead of myself, because the match itself, like I said, it was fine, fun, did its job, but I'm going to penalize the fuck out of it for not being focused on the women storyline-wise, and for getting less than 10 minutes bell to bell. C+. This easy would have been a B or possibly even B+ for me if they would have just done those things. I didn't. It was more focused on the guys, and the guys get plenty of time. I'm sorry, but I have to do it. C+ if it's going to hurt the score at the end of the show. Now then, we are getting a AEW Women's Championship Tournament. And from the looks of it, we're going to have America and the Japanese. So AEW's roster going up against Japan's roster. I'm believing possibly Stardom. But a Joshi tournament that itself could be taking place within Stardom. Now, I don't know what we're going to see, if it's going to be shown, or we're going to get on TV, or we're going to get it on YouTube. Either way, I am proud and glad for it, but I know we need to get more stars on here, more established women's wrestlers, more veterans, something. We need more of the women. I'm just saying. They are honestly, I would say, dead. I would say they're like the second to last in terms of the big four of American professional wrestling with women's divisions. AEW comes in third. WWE leads it. Impact Wrestling has it at a good second. Third is going to be AEW because we do see more with their women's division. And fourth is just going to be Ring of Honor because they have the Women of Honor, which I believe has been pulled in with their Ring of Honor proper, but I haven't really seen much on the women's side. It's a damn shame. Then also we get Kenny and the Good Brothers beating up on Penta. So you know what that means? We're gonna get the new elite going up, the Super Elite or the Biz Cliz. I'm gonna refer to them as the Biz Cliz, they're not elite. The Biz Cliz going up against Death Triangle, and that is going to be dope as fuck. That's going to be the main event for Beach Break, so I'm excited. I want it a lot. But now the main event. The Inner Circle's Triple Threat Tag Match to decide the official tag team of the Inner Circle. Honestly, this main event, and AEW rarely, I can't say has ever failed me on a main event with this one. Because not only did I enjoy the fact that within the first 10 minutes, every member of the Inner Circle, barring Wardlow and MJF, got a crack at Chris. Started with Sammy getting his hands on Chris. First off, started off as, ha he's good babyface time, but once Sammy started shining, Chris got jealous, fucking got disrespectful, smacked him. Sammy said fuck you and tattoos, beat his ass, tossed him out, and hit him with the pose from when they were the sex gods. And had to burn him off for it too. Then Santana came in, put a little rocket on him. Dang, 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 dang. No, I think it might have been Ortiz. Then fucking Jake Hager, the fucking big hurt, coming up in that building, just fucking up Jericho before Santana and Ortiz closed it out. It was fine. Then we really got it going on with great tandem offenses, tags, many good close calls. Fucking Jake Hager poking up and looking good. I'm sorry, Sammy Hagar. They were looking great, and they got shot out by Sammy Hagar. Doskies. But in the end, as if it really wasn't that much in question, it seemed obvious as to who win, even though I didn't really want him to. But Maxie Boy got the win with the roll up on the tights, and they cut it by the skin of their teeth to get this match over with. Not even having time to let it marinate on television, it just abruptly ended. And Max and Chris Jericho are the official tag team in the Inner Circle. What does this mean for the Inner Circle going forward? We won't know until we see more episodes. Could this be the slow disintegration of the Inner Circle, or could it just be the end of Chris in the Inner Circle? As far as the match goes, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a nice. Hey, this is a very long-term story being built. The ring action was pretty top-notch. I can't complain about any part of it. It was really fucking good. Story good. More shit to be weaved through because now we don't know who'll stay, who'll go. Good. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead. Like I said, I'm gonna grade that one with a solid A. Good. And as for the night, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this night was a damn good show. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B+. I easily could have said this one was no. B+ sounds about right. I would love to have said it was an A- show. It was a great show, but until I get more time for the women, and we start getting more women's action, because easily, if all the time they have for all the sketches, all the extra backstage interviews, no. Some of this shit, it could have been handled on Dark. That they still get punished for the women. So we're just gonna leave it at B+. I'm gonna go to sleep because I'm tired of having to record this review, and I know it's already gonna be a long one. So thank you for watching, listening. Please like, share, subscribe, talk to me. In the description, I have my Twitters, my Instagrams. Go ahead and follow your boy there. I like to post some funny shit sometimes and talk about some real shit, or just get these numbers up so I can get more people in, so I can make more happen for the channel. Anyway, I am back in effect. We're gonna be putting in work for some new shit. I don't know what that is right now, but I know I want more. Thank you for watching. This is your boy WxG AEW, and I'm out. Peace.